So here you are, you have your presenter laid it out, and there's a question. You've asked a question that you want a decision on. Maybe you even offered a decision. And then you start. And you have it very clear. You ask for any clarifying questions so that the presenter has made it very clear what you're talking about. And then you start discussion. Now, discussion can take several forms. One is that you can ask for just general input. Second is you can go around and say, we need some word from everyone here, at least once. So is it okay if we start with you? And we go around and you give your first up or down, or your piece of the truth. The facilitator, after about 4, will summarize what's been said. And then you'll go another 4, and you'll take those 4 and put them together with what this 4 was. And then you'll go another 4, and you'll take those and put it together with these 8. And you'll get over here. Now, if it's a simple question, you may be at the decision right there. You've had everybody speak. You've given a form. You've summarized as you've gone around, and it's all started to come together. And when they get back here, you say, it seems to me this is where we are on this question. Are we at a decision? I suggest that will take probably 8 minutes. That's one way. The other way is just throw it all in. You have to do the same thing though. You and you and you and you all, then the facilitator must facilitate. Must gather those 4 people together and what they've done. Then you and you and you and you, and then you gather together and put them together. And you may have pieces that are not fitting. So when you're summarizing not just agreements, but where people are differing. And as that's happening, people have to be paying attention. Where are we still not in agreement as we go? The purpose is that you are building the consensus. During that whole time that you're talking, the facilitator is helping you, is serving you by building that consensus and putting it together. With a trained facilitator, you'll cut your time in half. Now, what you usually do is you'd say, so where are we in our decision? And the minute taker would read where they have, in their opinion, moved us along, where we've moved along. Okay. And it doesn't mean that we're there yet, but that's where they've got us. And at the end, you have to ask the minute taker to read the minute of the decision, because that's what we've decided. And if it isn't written down and we don't agree to it exactly as it's written, we haven't got the decision yet. Because that's what we're going to live with next week, next month, next year, next decade, is what's written down. Not what we all remember. What we remember, no. What's written. A scribe is a wonderful thing.
It really is helpful.
It's wonderful. I, as a facilitator, I'm not a scribe. I ask someone else to scribe. And they do exactly what you're talking about, so that it's visual for people to see, and then you don't have to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. A good facilitator will repeat what someone said, and usually you don't get it repeated again. One of the things that happens in groups that's most frustrating is where one person states something and then 3 minutes later they state it again, and 5 minutes later they state it again. If a facilitator will say what that person said, usually they don't have to do that.
Or write it down.
The reason that they do that is they don't think they've been heard. I mean, that is the reason that people keep repeating. So if you're in a group where you don't have a facilitator and you have someone who does that, you do it. You say, oh, I heard you say. And you will basically shut the person up so they don't have to keep repeating. It's really helpful, because generally the reason people repeat is they don't think they've been heard. And it may be true that they haven't been heard.